Hey there, welcome. It's Karen Lanoux from No Limits Businesswoman, and I'm really glad that you're here with me today. Happy President's Day to you in the US, and happy Family Day to you in Canada for those of you who are celebrating today. And if you're hanging out with me today, thank you. I sure appreciate it. I'm actually going to change my view here. Actually, you'll see Chili and Pepper here. There's Pepper doing stuff to himself, and Chili just sleeping. Anyways, welcome. I did have a different view today. It's just been spending time trying to figure out what is the right look here today. But anyways, so I know it's all, airy-fairy out in the back there and light, and so then I'm going to start all over. So welcome. It's Karen Lanoux from No Limits Businesswoman. And I'm really glad that you're here with me today. Today we're going to be talking about the Trinity of Trouble, fear, doubt, and worry, and how to kick them to the curb. Look, I'm going to get into this in a second, but really, quite honestly, this is something that happens for everybody. We all encounter fear, doubt, and worry at some point or constantly. It really comes down. Everybody's different. And there are going to be times in people's lives where they're going to be more so in these feelings, and then there are going to be times they're less so. If you're feeling hormonal, you're going to feel more like this. I certainly, I get more into worry and doubt when I'm feeling hormonal. So that's also a factor. There's all kinds of factors to take into account when you are starting to feel these things. But long time ago, when I first started my business, this is one of the things that I actually called, I made the name up, the Trinity of Trouble, because this is what stops people all the time. So we're going to talk briefly about how to kind of, again, start to eliminate them. And one of the tools that I highly recommend is my year of wow. And I know this is going to be backwards because that's just the way Facebook does things. They don't allow this to flip. But anyways, so it's a year of wow. And this is a daily journal. And you can start, it doesn't start on January 1st. You can start at any time. And a year of wow is really all about keeping your mindset and your tasks in check. And so where you are always making sure that you are keeping focus, because when our focus is everything, right? Whatever we're focusing on is actually what is showing up on the outside, okay? Is what's showing up on in our outer circumstances. And so if you're not liking what you're seeing and you're going into fear, doubt, and worry on a consistent basis, do you know that those things are actually starting to create your outside circumstances? Because they are. Well, and it's just not some kind of airy-fairy thing that just happens. And I know I've used airy-fairy now twice in a very short period of time. But here's the thing, is that it's not just something that just happens, right? It really comes down to the fact that whatever is showing up in your outer world and your outer circumstances really does start here. And it's not like the chicken and the egg, right? But again, the things that I'm going to talk about, and one of the most powerful tools that you can is to keep your mindset in check, is something I call the QC3 method, which I actually talk about, give you all the circumstances, or how to start to use the QC3 method in this in a year of wow. How to find this is to go to nolimitsbusinesswoman.com/year of wow. Anyways, it's going to be the best $20 you spend on yourself, and it'll be like me coaching you every day. And so look, how do we start to kick this to the curb? How do we start to, is it possible to start to eliminate fear, doubt, and worry? And the answer is yes, it is. But look, procrastination, self-sabotage, overwhelm, the imposter syndrome, they have an opportunity to show up every day. They have the opportunity to be in your life every day and every moment of the day. So just because you might have conquered it, once or for a week or for a month, doesn't mean that it's not going to come back, right? But having the tools to start to flip them and switch it really quickly, that is what's going to change your life, right? And so fear, doubt, and worry are like, and so I'll just give some examples. So fear. So many people have fear around about their financial circumstances, fear and worry, right? Where they're worrying about money. It's like 15th of the month and all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, but the money's not coming. Or, I'm not getting clients, or, I thought I was gonna get a tax return. Now I'm finding out I'm not, right? So there's that fear and that worry. Doubt shows up in the fact that, okay, well, am I good enough to do this? Am I, or that kind of that, I should have brought the gremlin down here with me. It's like, who am I to think that I can do this? Who am I to think that I can start this business? Who am I to think that I can be this amazing businesswoman? Who am I to think that, really these thoughts and these dreams that I have in my head mean anything, right? And that I actually have the ability to achieve them. Well, here's the thing, and this is where we start, is by starting to look at this. Okay, you are you. You are this amazing person. You are perfect as you are. And you like what you've got between your ears is that it's like a receiver, right? So when you have these thoughts and these dreams and these goals, it's really, you've received this information, because all this information, all these opportunities are out there and available for all of us at any given time. And everything has its own energy, let's say, or its own vibration. And so it's just like a like a sound wave that's going through, or something like some kind of something like like a wave that's coming from our TVs, or it's like a signal, right? So it's a signal kind of traveling through the air. It's kind of like like the whales going, their dolphins going through the water. Anyways, it's like these waves are out there, and they're everywhere. They're there all the time. But you picked up on them, right? You picked up on this idea. It's like, oh, I'm going to start a business. Oh, years ago, I'm going to talk about the law of attraction. Not everybody wanted to talk about that. Not everybody, most people actually didn't want to put themselves out there on a podcast and start talking about it and teaching people about that. But that was a signal that I was getting, and that, it kind of came into my thought as, hey, I should do this. And then I took action. Well, this is the same thing that happens for us with, when we are, with any of our goals, with any of the things that we want to achieve. It's just like, this showed up for you. It is not in everybody's head. It doesn't show up for everybody. Some people want to be, some people want to write amazing books. Some people want to entertain people with their books. Some people want to entertain people by singing. Some people want to change the world by coaching them. Some people want to deliver the mail. Some people want to be doctors, teachers, whatever it is, right? Everybody's different. Some people want to win the lotto. Not everybody wants to win the lotto, which is news to me. But anyways, some people don't, some people want to, some people want to go, they want to fish for a living. Some amazing people that I love to death want to move snow when it falls. They want to move it off the road. That's what they want to do, right? They have this idea that pops into their head, and they say, oh, I could do that. Great. So, but then there's so many of us that doubt when something kind of pops up into our head, when it shows up there, that somehow it's wrong, or it's not possible, or I shouldn't be doing this, or who am I to do this? And I have to tell you, you need to start to realize that, no, this is here for a reason. Now, again, how you start to move out of fear, doubt, and worry is by continuously starting to focus on your why. What is it that you really want to be achieving? How does that make you feel? And and pay attention. If it lights you up, if it excites you, it's like, okay, if I really got to do this, if I really got to connect with people all over the world, for me, and if I really got to connect with people all over the world and help them to achieve the things that they want in their life, how cool would that be? And so for me, that was very exciting for a very, very long time. But again, for everybody, this is going to be different, but you want to connect with that, because that starts to actually help to start to make that fear, doubt, and worry go away. It starts to kind of like the seas start to separate, right? Like that fog starts to separate, starts to go away. But the other thing is that you need to do is you need to consistently be very hyper vigilant about what you're allowing. And little Pepper's moving around here. What you need to do on a consistent basis is start to really monitor what is going on between your ears. I have to do this every day. I teach this. I talk to people every day about how to create more in their life and how to attract more into their life and how to create their life and their business in the way that they want to. But I also have to do this. It's vigilance, because again, what that does, any of the fear or the doubt or the worry that we have, again, as soon as we're starting to play this story in our mind, then what that does is that we typically, what we do is we will take actions or not take actions based upon what we're thinking and feeling. So I'll just repeat that. So we will take action or not take action based on what we're thinking and feeling. So if we're in fear, doubt, and worry, most likely what that will do is it will keep us in inaction. We will not do what we know we need to do or what we feel like is the next right step for us to do. So when we're in inaction, we're not actually moving towards what we want. And we're also repelling what we want. Okay? Because we're actually in that belief that, oh, this can't happen, or this is somehow wrong, or I can't do this, or I'm not right for this, right? So when you can start to flip around and start to focus on what would it be like if this could happen? What would it be like if I could write great books? What would it be and get paid for it, right? What if I could sing and entertain people and make some money? How cool would that be? And then what if I could coach other people and make good money, but actually transform their lives? What if I could make software for people that enhances their business? You name it. I mean, there's any variety of different things, but when you start to connect in and start to rewrite the story, because when we're in fear, doubt, and worry, what we're doing is we're writing a story in our mind that is the opposite of what we want. Again, so if we're worried about money, if we're worried about getting enough clients or worried about sales, then that is the story that's the story we're writing. And so it's like we could be writing in a book and saying, okay, in our journal, it's like, okay, right now, I don't believe I can make sales. I don't believe that I can, I don't think I'm going to make enough money this month. And so what that does for a lot of people is it puts them in like, it's like we shrink wrap our insides, right? Our core. And that's where that procrastination comes in. That's where that, paralysis, like, that analysis paralysis comes in. And we just we don't move, because then we're thinking we're going to do the wrong thing, or we're doubting ourselves so much. It's like, well, if I do this and people are not going to respond, I mean, who am I? But when you start to flip over and start to rewrite, and if you were to actually just start to write the story and start to write down, oh no, I could write a book and I could draw in people who are going to read this book and love it and ask for more. Wow, and I could make some money off of that. Or right now, I could talk to people about my software that I'm writing or have written, and I could talk about the benefit it would be for their business, and they're going to be really excited about that. And then the more that you do this, the more that you actually start to rewrite your story, the more that fear and doubt and worry goes away. Because here's the thing, when you are writing that story, when you're imagining that story about what if this could happen, that fear, doubt, and worry can't exist in the same spot. So this is what we want to do. And in order to eliminate fear, doubt, and worry, we want to keep doing that. We want to keep keep our focus on what it is that we're wanting, what it is that we're creating, how that makes us feel, how it could make other people feel. Because, and here's the other thing, fear, doubt, and worry are always typically about ourselves. But if we actually, again, start to focus on other people and what we can do for them, and how we can do what we do changes their lives, then that fear, doubt, and worry goes away. It starts to go away, it starts to melt away, which then allows us to start to take different actions. And when we can start to take different actions, and hopefully inspired actions, and that's a whole other video, but a whole other No Limits Live. But again, when we can start to do this, it allows us to take actions that we would not normally do or take. So I hope that makes sense. I'm just wondering, is there anything else I wanted to say about that? So again, yeah, so a lot of these tools, that will change us is in the year of wow. Again, nolimitsbusinesswoman.com/year of wow. And again, it's hypervigilance, because these things, fear, doubt, and worry, procrastination, overwhelm, self-sabotage, the imposter syndrome, will always have the opportunity to show up every day. Okay. Now, it doesn't mean that the tools don't work. It does. I mean, the tools do work, and there will be some things. It's like the new level, new devil, right? So as you start to progress, as you start to get better at one thing, and start to bring in, let's say, more clients, or sell more books, or create, have more gigs, then there will be a new level. Whereas, like, okay, well, how can I actually do more of this, or how can I hire other people to help me? And then the fear, doubt, and worry comes rushing back in again. It's like, and then again you want to rewrite the story and say, okay, instead of writing the story of fear, oh, I won't be able to pay these people, or I won't be able to, or I'll get too busy and I won't have enough time to myself. Instead, you want to write the story as like, okay, what would it take for me to actually do this with ease, right? That's a great question. What would it take for this to happen with ease? So it's all about asking questions as well. But the more that we can be in this frame and continually, again, start to watch and pay attention to what we're thinking about, how we're talking to ourselves on an ongoing basis, then we can then create different actions, take different actions that will then have different outcomes, and the outcomes that we want. So that's where you want to live. That's where you want to be. And that's how to continuously kick fear, doubt, and worry to the curb and eliminate the Trinity of Trouble on an ongoing basis. So I hope that was helpful for you. If you'd like some help with this, remember, I help people go through this and shift this and change this all the time. And so, in a really short period of time, 3-4 months, I've seen people's lives change dramatically, where they were creating things that they could not create before, or just thought was totally impossible. And so this can happen really quickly. So if you want to save some time, if you want to save some money or create more money far more quickly, then come and join me. Let's have a chat about this. Let's chat if I can help you. Just go to nolimitsbusinesswoman.com/talk. What we'll do is we'll just have a quick 15-minute chat to start, just to see, can I help you? Is what you're looking for something I can help with? So really, just really, can I help you? Are we a good match? That's where we start. If we're not, then no big deal. It's 15 minutes, because I don't want to waste your time. You don't want to waste my time. But let's again, aren't you curious? Aren't you curious about whether or not your life could change really dramatically for the better in the next 3 months? Because I'm pretty certain for most people, with talking about procrastination, really procrastination is the ability to eliminate procrastination, or start to eliminate, or have the tools to eliminate procrastination anytime it starts to come up. This can happen. I've seen it happen over and over and over again. So if you think this stuff doesn't work, or you think that it's just not even possible, then that's a story you want to get rid of. That's a story you want to rewrite. So love to help you, would love to help rewrite it together. All right. Wanted to keep this as short as I could today. What time is it? Let's see. Oh, 21 minutes. There you go. I just speak for that long. Hope you were having a fabulous holiday day, and that you were staying warm and having fun and doing good things for yourself. All right, take care, and I will see you next week. And gosh darn it, you'd think I would get it right by now to actually know what I'm going to be talking about next week, but I'm not. I don't. And also, I would really like to know, does anybody else love to sit on the floor and then hang out? Because that's, I mean, like I have this big comfy couch, right? So here it is, this big, beautiful, comfy couch. And I'd actually most times rather sit on the floor. Anybody else like that? Let me know in the comments below. All right, I will see you next time. And look, I'm all out of focus now, which is probably all right for the wrinkles. Have a fabulous day. I will see you soon. Take care. Mwah.